You are watching The Convo with Dr. Fridah and James Wetu. Convo, encouraging conversation that matter.
Hola, this is James and this is Convo, encouraging conversations that matter. Today we're going to talk about friendships. Friendships that matter. They say what in Proverbs? A friend can stick closer than a brother. So we're going to discuss friendships. We're going to explore what it is. I know you have friends and we want to qualify whether they are actually friends. In the modern age with the social media, we have so many friends. We have like 5,000 friends on our Facebook profile. We have them on our Twitter, on our LinkedIn. But are they really friends? You know what? Today I'm not alone. I'm joined in by Fridah. And I'll be introducing her shortly. She has been away. She'll tell us where she has been. And before we do anything else, I'll request you to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Kindly, we want to hit 1,000. And I know you can help us. And also, tell your friend that we are live. We have a new show on friendships. We're going to have this conversation and I know you're going to benefit from it. So in the meantime, I'll bring in Fridah. She's been away. Fridah, how are you?
I'm good. Good to be back.
Yes, good to see you.
Yeah.
Where have you been? Tell the people where you've been.
I've been on assignment. I've been away on a short assignment in Nyeri County, but I'm back.
Perfect. Fridah has been saving lives, and that's commendable. So Fridah, going to jump into the conversation today.
Yeah.
On friendships. By the way, do you have friends?
Of course.
How many?
You're one of them. You want to deny me in public?
I just wanted you to confess that.
Yeah.
We all have friends.
Yeah, we all do.
Yes.
But sometimes we most of us don't know that some people are actually not our friends.
Oh, sure.
Yeah,
Sure.
I think this is an important conversation.
Yes. Sometimes we are told that we have friends. We have people we call acquaintances.
Yes.
And other people we call followers.
Yes. Oh, yeah.
Yes.
And fans.
And also our fans.
Yeah.
And sometimes it's good to know who your friends are, who your acquaintances are, and who your followers are, and even the fans.
Yeah.
Who are they?
Yeah.
Because they all serve a different purpose in our lives.
Yeah.
They're all important. Yes.
Absolutely.
Yes. And so, Fridah, we want us to advance this conversation, and the best place to advance this conversation, and I don't know whether it's your first time to hear this, or maybe you've heard of it, that we have some friends who are for a reason. They're in your life for a reason. There's some other people who are in your life for a season.
Yeah.
And there's some other people in your life for a lifetime.
Yeah.
Yes. I don't know whether you have ever heard of that concept.
Yeah, I have. And I think it's true.
Yes.
I think it's a practical thing to say because you find that as we grew up, we had those people we call childhood friends.
Oh, yeah.
Some of them we are not in contact anymore.
Yes.
But then as you grow, keep growing, you acquire more friends.
Sure.
But there's that one friend, maybe a childhood friend that you're still friends with right now.
Yes.
So there are people who are friends in your life for a lifetime, but then God also brings people in your life for a reason, for a particular reason.
Yes.
I think in Christian circles we call them destiny helpers. People that are placed strategically in your life in a particular season or in a particular time, just to help you move on to the next level. And you realize after you've moved on to the next level, you don't become enemies, of course, but then the friendship is not as strong as it was.
To be. Something just happens.
Yeah.
And even sometimes the person could, even pass away.
Yeah.
Or do something to bring that relationship to an end.
Or go abroad.
Yes. That person came to your life for a specific reason.
Yeah.
And we shouldn't feel, by the way, sometimes they just go, not because you did something bad.
Yeah.
Or you had a fight. The relationship just ends.
Yeah.
You're no longer, and there's some other for a season.
Yeah.
They come here for a specific season.
Yeah, for a certain season.
Yes. And then they are gone.
Yeah.
And the thing here is that you will not have done something to them that prompts them to go, but the season ends.
Yeah.
For example, like you said, destiny helpers. That person, you might find that person within a specific period of time. Even in when you're doing the studies in school and all that, there's some people who helps you. You know that person is there to give you some notes.
Yeah.
If there's the new timetable has come, that's the person to go.
Yes.
And when that relationship, when you all graduate and leave, maybe that relationship never continues or is never strong as it used.
Sure.
It used to be.
Sure.
And for lifetime.
Yeah, there are people who stick by you, since childhood. And maybe we should say this before we proceed, James, that this classification should not lead us to mishandle our friendships.
Sure.
Because people might think, when you, what do they call them? You get to a point where you're friends with someone and then all of a sudden something has happened and there was a fight, a misunderstanding or miscommunication. And then you decide this was just a season. It was just seasonal. No, it has just ended and you accept it at that. But sometimes when we say some friends are there for a season and maybe that's for a reason, we are not saying that after that reason is gone, a misunderstanding has to come to end the relationship. We are not saying that a conflict has to arise so that the friendship ends. What we are saying is maybe the purpose they were serving in your life, you've already achieved. It's already been achieved. So it doesn't have to end with conflict.
It doesn't really have to.
It doesn't. It doesn't have to. So some people mishandle relationships because of this classification. So we have to make it clear that friendships don't have to end because of conflicts. Just because someone was there for a reason or for a specific season doesn't mean now that the season is over, let's fight, let's have a misunderstanding, or doesn't mean that when you have a misunderstanding with your friend, it's because the season has, how Pastor Jeff tells us, some people when they get offended in church, they start saying my season in this church is over, God is speaking to me to move to another congregation. No. So we must be very, very careful not to mishandle friendship. Yeah.
Amazing. And just going on with the conversation, we also have kind of you can call them types of friends. Or and for me, I think friendship is about what this person is doing in your life. And for how long. And then we have I wanted us to move to something else we call I don't know how to classify them, to call them types of friends or something, but we have some people we call pressure friends, very important people. Pressure friends. And these are the people on the weekends, they know where the gig is.
The people you eat nyama choma with.
Yes, they know where to get the best pizza. I know why you're saying that. Those are kind of pressure friends. They're very good friends. They bring we are happy, they bring that, those are adrenaline, and on weekends and all that. So they're good friends. But the relationship doesn't go past that. It's just it's weekend, these are an offer. They know when we have 2 burgers, buy one get free. They know those things, and they're gonna call you, hey, today to go happy is what. Those are good friends. And we are good, when we are allowed them. Then still, Fridah, we have another group of people we call we can call them transaction kind of friends. And these are the guys that as long as there is a transaction that is happening between you two, for example, a business, like we are doing business together, that relationship will always thrive until that point when there's no any other business that is, and then the relationship just withers and dies away. Called up transactional friends. But then still have another group of friends we call virtual friends. Those are people who will stick with you. Those are the people in the Proverbs, they say that they stick closer than a brother. There's a friend who sticks closer, because they're not just there in your life for like I say, for a reason or for a season. They're in your life for a
lifetime.
And they'll stick with you no matter what. Come May, when it's raining, when it's sunny, when it's they'll stick with you no matter what. So it's I don't know if you've ever encountered that kind of a friend who is just a friend, very good friend. You can catch up, you can laugh and all that stuff, but you know that it's because there's a transaction that is happening between us.
That's so true, because even in the workplaces or just even in school, I found this, especially in school, there are friends there are people you talk to and you relate with just because they're sharing notes.
Oh yeah, yeah.
They're sharing notes with you, or because they let you know when there are events or conferences, or as long as there's something you're doing,
Yes.
you remain friends. But when that thing is taken away, the friendship just withers.
Withers away. Yeah.
Yeah, so you realize this is the thing that brings us together.
Together, yes.
Yeah, so
Yes.
if it was sharing your notes, once you're done with school,
Yes.
then
Yeah.
the friendship with us. Unless of course, I know, James, that the types of friends you've talked about, some friends can be 3 in 1. Some friends can be there for you no matter what.
Yes.
But they're also pleasure friends. They are friends you hang out with. They tell you, let's go for pizza.
Yes.
You should do that.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, but I think it's important to know that what makes someone your friend is because you're sharing something in common. That's one time someone was teaching me how to make friends, and they told me the easiest way to make a friend is to know what is it that I have in common with James.
Oh yeah, yeah. Yeah.
If some of us don't make friends easily, but we are friendly. Once we make that friend, we keep them for long. But there are other people who make a lot of friends and they can't keep them. Yeah. So I think it's important to know your friends. What kind of a friend is this person? Is it a pleasure friend? Is it a person I hang out with and I can't transact with?
Yes.
Is it the kind of person I transact with at work or in church or out there, but I don't hang out with? I'm sure you have friends you don't even know who their wives. You don't even know if they are married or not.
I don't know even where they come from.
But they are your friends.
Yeah, I call
right?
them friends. Yes.
Yeah, but that should not happen though, because I realized this is very common with a boy child.
Yes.
You could be friends for so long, nata ujui jina ya mtu. So I see my friends calling each other boss, kiongozi. So, and you realize that person doesn't even know the name and they're friends. So yeah.
Okay. And for me, virtual friends are those, you love each other so much. That kind of agape kind of love that you're not afraid of each other, that you can open up with the other person and you can actually help each other.
Yes.
Wow, amazing. So, can we advance this conversation again?
For sure.
Now, let's think about how to. You told me how many friends do you have?
I have a lot of friends.
A lot of friends. But my friends tells me that if you have more than 5 friends, man, count yourself lucky.
Okay, I didn't know that.
Yes. So okay, we all. I think Fridah, currently there's so much. I talked to you about the modern age kind of loneliness. That so many people are lonely. And when you go to their Facebook account,
they have 5,000 friends.
Yes, but they feel disconnected and they feel lonely and they don't feel joy, happiness, and all that stuff. And then that now brings us to evenly think: what are these friends?
Yeah.
And are the people who we call friends on Facebook really friends? And are they people we can, count on? Are they people we can, count on to be like a safety net where we can, land when we have a crisis in our lives?
Yeah.
Then you realize that is not the case. And so I think this person who said that if you have 5 friends in your life, then you must be so lucky. Having friends who can be vulnerable to and all that stuff. So but then Fridah, sometimes you also, even if you do an analysis, then you realize that even though some of the people you call friends don't really qualify, don't really,
exactly.
the threshold of friendship, maybe they're not even close to that.
Yeah.
But then we need also to understand that we also need to build friendships. And so we want to just say maybe some of the ways that you can build your friendships to another level that you feel happy and when you have them. And I was just reading, there's a lady who her name is Nelson something Shatsa, somebody, and she's done a very nice study, and she came up with what we call she actually says a Friendsmacy, kind of a triangle.
Okay.
And say the thing that you need to do to be able to improve your relationships.
Okay.
And one of the things she says is positivity.
Okay.
That the person you're calling friend, there should exist some bit of positivity. Najua siku hizi people the way they are saying positive vibes. This like negativity just need positive vibes. You know, somebody will just come, you're happy, you know, there's joy, there's happiness, you know, with that person. And then he says there's another angle of talk about consistency. You know, when you say you have a friend, there must some things that are consistent with this person. Probably you're calling each other often, you're hanging out often.
Yes.
There's some activity that you're doing together with this person, and so you catch up, you know, once in a while. There's a bit of consistency. And the way I know you, I like the way I know you, Fridah. I don't want to see another Fridah tomorrow. I want to see the same Fridah that I know. You know, and the other side of the triangle is vulnerability. And I know you've spoken so much about vulnerability.
It's a very nice topic.
Yes. And say that there are the people who, you're willing to let yourself known by the other people, or you're willing to let in people in your life. And this is a person who is willing. So, Fridah, if you, and this is something we said last time, if you really want to know, if you check some of your closest friends, are the people you know more deeply. Probably you know their families. If they have a problem, even in their health, you know.
Yes.
You know, there are quite a number of very private information about them that you know. And this kind of vulnerability is letting people know you, you know, and they say that you are letting in this person to know even the skeletons in your dollar box. You know, that the people who know some of your deepest secrets, you must be willing to be known.
Yes.
You know, and you know, it's not just on the positive, negative sides, because when we talk about vulnerability, you're also thinking about the negative side.
Yeah, the weaknesses.
Yes,
and
it's even about the successes.
Yeah, and
like if I go and strike a deal and wow, I got a good deal and it's paying well, that's still something I can. It's my information, it's very private information, but I can be willing to share.
Yes.
So I think these three concepts help us build relationships.
Yeah.
And now what she's saying is down there, when it comes to positivity, there are so many people who can make you feel happy, you know, can make you laugh. But then you need to bring these people to grow all of them to a level of what they're calling intimacy, friendship kind of intimacy.
Okay.
You know, you're so close that the people you can actually bank on. So you have to grow them. And the you know, as you continue, you find that there's some people who will, when you're starting there are so many friends, but as you continue, you realize that the triangle gets smaller and smaller, and your group become so small and small. So I thought maybe those are some of the key things that if you have to build friendship, we need to pay attention to.
Okay.
Like we need to be, if I want to be friendship with you, I just need to encourage positive vibes.
Yeah.
Then I need to be able to, like, there must be some sort of consistency. Yes. I don't want to treat you like I'm walking on eggshells. I you know, you understand what I mean? I need to trust you, and then I need to be a little bit to open up myself and let somebody in.
Yes.
So that's maybe some things you can pick when you want to move your friendship to another
improve
level.
Your friendships.
Yes, and even improve, you know, your friendships.
I like that. You know, consistency. Someone asked me, who is a consistent friend? I still remember wondering, is a consistent friend someone who calls you or texts you daily, or what does consistency in friendship mean? And I remember after thinking about it, I thought to myself, a consistent friend is someone who, you know, even if we didn't talk for days, this person is still my friend. I can still count on this person, regardless of when we spoke last, regardless of how often we speak, because there are people you speak to every day, but there are people you don't speak to every day. That does not take them out from the friendship equation. When you don't talk to someone every day, doesn't mean they are not your friends. So a consistent friendship is a friendship you can count on. Whether it's in the night, whether it's during the day, whether it's raining or not raining, is someone you know, I can call, I can check up on this person anytime, they can check up on me anytime. So I think the points on improving friendships is very important. And let me say this, James. I was just thinking about all the things we've been taught, but mainly even in our local church, and looking back and trying to summarize all of them, I realized God is very relational. Apart from him being king and being, author and being almighty and all those things, he's a very relational God. And even ministry, even you'll attest to it, the kind of ministry we do in church, it's very relational. You even it brings you more friends, because you realize even the people we work with, we are friends.
We are friends, of course, yes.
And it started because we are working together.
Sure.
Yeah. So God is relational. And one time Pastor Jeff told me, every man needs a brother he can die with and a wife he can die for.
Oh, sure.
Yeah. So that brother you can die with is what you're saying, your friend. That's
your friend. Yes, a virtual friend.
As a virtual
friend. The one you share the agape kind of love.
Yes.
Yes.
So it's important to build relationships.
Yes. And it's just something that just came up on consistency is Fridah. Sometimes you need, for a friend, if you act in a way, you need to predict my reaction.
Wow.
Like, there's some people you actually don't know how they react.
Yes.
And if you, let's say you're planning a surprise something, and this person behaves in an awkward a way that you didn't really expect. The reaction or what you expected. For a friend, you have to be able to know this person, this is the extreme this person can go, this is the lowest that this person can go. You can predict how they react.
Oh yeah, that's why sometimes I think this is a very funny thing, because sometimes there are jokes I can share with you, but there are jokes I can't share with somebody else, because I don't know how they react.
They react, yes.
That means I haven't really known them well.
Yes. Wow. So you have, for vulnerability, you have to be able to, share, have to feel, the other person.
Yeah, open up
and
to
actually
be known.
Reveal. The thing for me is about reveal.
You
must reveal. And I think it's not an easy. We spoke about vulnerability and we say that it's not really easy. And we said that, you don't have to be vulnerable to everybody. And we said that last time. But I know for you to build meaningful relationship, there's only that one person or someone that you can be vulnerable to, or a group of people that you can be vulnerable to. That because you have confidence in them and you've tested them and you know that this is a safe environment for me to be vulnerable.
In the last, I remember when you talked about vulnerability, you said we should be vulnerable to the people that have earned the right to hear our stories.
Exactly. And so that brings us to another point that we need to figure out. How to, some tips to be able to, just enhance our relationships.
Yes.
Some just a way just to, if we have some relationship, we have some friendships, how do we build up those relationships so that when it comes to, being vulnerable, they qualify, So how do you go about it? One, Fridah, you must be willing to spend on that relationship and actually invest in that relationship. I think that's the point. Investing in that relationship. And sometimes when you talk about investment, some people think of money. Like you're the one who is going to go there and pay for the tea, pay for pizza, pay for the burger and all that stuff. It's not necessarily where you're giving out your money or you are, paying up something. But there's a lot of investment when it comes to friendship. And sometimes investment is about being there, being physically there.
Being present,
and even calling somebody, using your own airtime to call somebody, or even texting, and even just to get to know how the other person is doing.
Yeah, I think it's important to say that because I find this is a very weird world we are living in nowadays. Because you'll find the only time you remember that to call so and so is when you need something. So what you do is you pick up your phone and you're like, "Hi Sheila, how are you? How is the going?" So they're saying the going is good. How about you? I'm good. And then you're like, "So I need this and this." So you see the intention you're calling them just because you needed that. But you have not even checked on them.
Yes, you have not invested in that relationship.
Yeah, you're not present. You're only present when there's a need.
Yes.
But if we are going to build meaningful relationships and friendships, I think that's what you're talking about. Friendships that matter. Meaningful friendships. We have to learn how to be present. We have to learn the art of showing up. There's a mentor of mine who says, if you want life to happen, you have to show up.
You have to show up.
You have to show up. So if you want to build meaningful relationships, you have to show up. It doesn't have to be money, as you say.
Exactly.
It could be just your presence sometimes. Sometimes you may not be able to offer what your friend needs, but your presence, a friend feels that you're present
Yes.
with them,
Yes.
you may not offer. Even as we were talking about mental health, I know you remember
Yes.
this. We were watching a video.
Yeah.
What's his name? Rick Warren. Talking about his son.
Yes.
And he was sharing how during the grieving period, there's I think there's a group or a fellowship that, or some people in church that were just there for him. They were not doing anything. They were not saying anything. They were just there, and he called it the ministry of presence.
I remember.
Yeah, so
amazing.
you have to show up.
And then it tells me, and this is something that I learned some time back, is that friendship is like a bank.
Yes.
Where you have to do the deposits. And me and you know, the more deposit you make, the safe, you feel safe that you have some deposit you've done into a bank.
Yeah.
So when you have an emergency, you can go and
withdraw.
Wow. And so the question is, are you doing deposits in the relationship that you're building? Are you investing in them so that anytime that you're in a problem, you can easily
withdraw?
Or even when you don't call, these people will understand. By the way, so and so calls us so much. Ukiona haja piga simu this week, there must be something
is wrong.
And they'll call.
Wow.
So it's more about how much you deposit. And I was told for every for every one negative emotion you bring into your friends, you have to do other 5 more positive. You have to bring out 5 more positive emotions to kill off that one negative emotion.
Wow.
So
that's
it's all about investment and all that stuff. Wow.
That's a really nice one, because in this era and age where people are going through so many challenges, losing jobs and all that, people tend to dismiss their friends when they don't come through for them during the tough seasons. But you realize that friendship is not just about the tough seasons. Friendship is also about the fun, the being there to celebrate with you. It's not about just mourning. So I think we need to redefine friendships, because we have made friendships about mourning and coming to comfort and coming through when you need them to come through. What we don't understand is, even when you're celebrating, like now, I would be so mad if when one of my friends keeps sharing with me their difficulties and struggles, and I'm there for them and everything, but when they have something to celebrate, I find out from other people.
They don't tell.
They don't tell me. They don't ask me to come celebrate with them. It doesn't make sense. What kind of friends are we? You know. So friendship is about the good and the bad. It's about the positive and the negative. We know when we are going through storms, you're there. When we are celebrating and rejoicing, you're there rejoicing. And Paul says you should rejoice with those who are rejoicing and mourn with those who are mourning. So we need to redefine friendships. Wow,
it's very much. Important. I think it's very key if you have to live more meaningful life and more, life, with happiness. We need to be able to understand who really our friends is. And we say we have friends, we have acquaintances, we have people who follow you. And the area who is your friends, the better. Fridah, I think our time is so gone. We need to wind up this, but I don't want us to go before we talk about some 5 people that you need in your life very quickly. Some kind of people you actually need in your life. One, you need a cheerleader. Someone who cheers you. Sometimes who believe in you
when you don't believe in yourself.
When you say, I can't graduate, Maze, there's so many things. Someone comes and tells you, you're capable, and that person walks with you. You need that kind of a person. Secondly, you need a mentor.
We talked about mentorship some time back.
Yes. And a mentor, what he does is that he points you to the direction that you can be going. The question is, you can't be having so many mentors, because they'll be pointing you into different
directions.
So you need a mentor in your life. Then you need what you call a coach. A coach will put you in your toes. You have to be accountable. You say you're gonna do this. Are you doing it? A coach will put you in your shoe, in your toe, and make sure that you do what you said you will do. And then you need someone we call a peer.
A peer.
This week I wore a sweater. It's very. I don't know the last time I had a sweater. So in the evening, I go back home and my daughter tells me, "Ay, Baba, uso unavaa sweater, unavaa jacket." You see, that's a peer. He notice something wrong with you, can notice something wrong with your hair, or maybe you went for a dinner and you didn't know how to hold your forks. The peer will come in to play and tell you, this is how you do it. Or maybe the way you did your makeup, the peer will tell you, Maze, you don't do this. You need that kind of a person in your life.
Like a friend of mine who waits until I'm done with the hairstyle to tell me, don't do that hairstyle again. And I told him, you shouldn't tell me after, you should tell me before.
Yes, those are kind of we need because they cheer up our life. And the lastly, you need a friend.
Okay.
That we've spoken about friendship. You know, someone who will stick with you no matter what.
Yes.
No matter what. Come May, you know, when it's sunny, when it's hot, when it's, you know, rainy and cold, you need someone who will stick with you in all your seasons of your life.
No seasons of life.
You need
Absolutely.
that kind of friends.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Yeah.
And Fridah, that's all. I know we could have spoken so much, but time is
we'll
gone.
We'll advance this conversation later.
We need to advance this conversation on friendship so that we live. Someone said success and happiness. You can experience success before you experience happiness.
Wow.
So you have to experience happiness to experience success. Yes. So happiness is very key. And I think happiness is more attributable to the kind of relationships that we have. So become very, very critical. So we want to wind up here. So I don't know if you have a parting shot.
Maybe a parting shot is to call my friends to call me for parties. Call me for parties. Call me for nyama choma. I may not show up, but please don't stay quiet.
Yes.
Yeah, but I'm grateful to be back, James. It's so nice to be back to Convo, you know, and I look forward to more of these conversations to encourage our viewers to talk to us. Tell us, what kind of friends do you think you have? What do you think about friendships that matter? How do you build meaningful relationships? Do you have meaningful friendships in your life, or are you the kind of person that says you don't have any friend? You know, there's some people who don't have friends. We will come and we'll teach you how to make friends.
Yes, sure.
Yeah.
And I understand why maybe you don't have a friend.
You do?
Because disappointments.
Oh yeah.
There's some people you're calling friends, but they were not friends, and you expected something on them, and then they disappointed, or you felt disappointment.
Maybe we should talk about that next.
Yes. Now I will read this statement. I found it very interesting, and I know you'll bless you, and they will maybe prompt you to do something. We know so many people, but no one confide in our social media network keep growing, but still doubt of our safety net when we need it. You know, like we doubt our safety when we need it, because we have so many friends, but we can confide in them. We can speak on them. We can speak to them, and so we can rely on them. Yes. So Fridah, want to wind up there again. A reminder: kindly consider subscribing, please share to your friends, and you know what? We'll see you on the other side. We'll see you on next week. Another amazing conversation. This is Convo, encouraging conversations that matter. We're sharing on friendships that matter. So for now, it's a bye-bye. Thank you so much.
Bye. Shalom.